I think it's really important for everyone to envision the opposite of what these elites' agendas are. So they want to promote drought and fires and chaos and earthquakes. We need everyone to envision peace, serenity, stillness, waterfalls. Their agenda obviously is to depopulate, force people to put things in their body against their will. So envision people having full control over their surroundings, their body, everything. Okay? Out here in California, we're dealing with earthquakes and chaos. I mean, I just sense the chaos everywhere. They're spraying us. There's all these vaccine agendas, these 5G. I try warning my folks in my neighborhood community forum, and I get met with a blatant shill, just totally attacking and doing everything shills do, which is just ignore presented evidence, demand a possible proof, and attack the character of the poster. Do everything but acknowledge the reality and the facts. And so there's a lot of chaos. We need everyone to do the opposite of that chaos in your mind, around your auric field, around your energy, because that will spiral out. In my opinion, we're going to win this with using our spiritual intelligence, not just our five senses of just floating through life and believing what the news tells us and watching the ball game. We're going to have to use our spiritual intelligence and think rather than believe. Remember, there's a lie in the word believe, right in the middle. So spiritual intelligence, what is that? It is seeing this for this experience, this existence for something more than what our five senses tell us. It's that realizing we're spiritual beings, we're having a physical experience, and there's a war right now on consciousness. There's a war on living, breathing human beings. It's an information war, it's a consciousness war, it's an energetic war. So basically, stop looking everywhere else out there for the answers. I am guilty of this a lot. I start listening to YouTube videos, and then I start feeling like I need to look outside myself for the answers. And really, all the answers are within. You are birthed into this existence with everything you need to know within you. Also need to realize that not everyone in this realm that looks human is human. There's walk-ins, there's cloning, really kind of watch Stranger Things. They're putting truth in plain sight for you there. The amount of underground activity and experiments, missing children, all this dark stuff. I mean, it is reality. And okay, so they have the ability to, in my opinion, based on my research, to take out a soul of a human, living, breathing, divine human being and put in something else. And then put those people in power. So you have folks without a soul that look very human, acting like they're void of a soul because they are. And I only bring that up because humans are so trusting that I just wish more people could realize that not everyone, just because they look human, they are, and to not be so trusting, to be vigilant. And that's one of the biggest problems I see is everyone is so trusting of the news sources, politicians, you name it. If someone gives you a bad feeling, you get that feeling in your gut, you get a little creeped out, that's your body telling you something's not right. That's a defense mechanism that's built in, that's a gift to shield you from those who are synthetic humans, who just are void of a soul. We need all the living, breathing human beings, divine human beings, grasping and utilizing their spiritual power. And so we got to really harness our spiritual intelligence and be very discerning, because the shills are out in comment sections, in neighborhood forums. I didn't even realize. There's a war, an information war, and we need everyone to be in tune with it and diligent and exposing deceivers. It's like the deception has just gone up a notch. Everything's fake. Everything is kind of a half truth, half lie. And we just need everyone to not be so trusting of those who are telling us what to do and how to live and everything. We need to look for the answers within and use your intuition. Really lean on your intuition, which is a gift. There's a lot of psyops out there right now, and we need real truth to be promoted. So those of you out there who are promoting truth, thank you. Keep it up. Those of you who are in this fight and realize it is a spiritual battle, spiritual war, continue to fight, continue to push, because it'll eventually, others will catch on, and we're going to win this with numbers, utilizing our numbers of people, utilizing their spiritual intelligence in action. My friend who was cutting my hair today was telling me that he cuts hair in like a really affluent area, and he says that like a lot of people visit from out of the States, and they laugh at how like dumb Americans are, and I'm like, oh, I know exactly what they're talking about. So hopefully everyone around the world is a little more intelligent than we are, but Americans are very calcified, and they're very, very indoctrinated, very heavily indoctrinated, and you know, and we think this is like utopia, and like we're happy slaves, and there's a lot of people who have awoken, and there's definitely a huge percentage of the population awakening, but Americans for the most part are like, they are experiencing so much cognitive dissonance because of all the heavy programming. And then he's talking about Nipsey Hussle and how Nick Cannon wanted to make this documentary of Dr. Sebi like Nipsey said he wanted to do, and apparently Nick Cannon, I don't know, I don't follow him or whatever, but he said that obviously now he's not going to do it because he's afraid for his own life. So you get like people who, you know, are holding back on what they know because they want to protect their family. So this is like deep, dark stuff. We need prayer. We need to call on our spiritual help, because all this war is manifesting in the physical, and it's definitely happening in the spiritual realms. And so we need to envision peace and tranquility and serenity and calmness, and ask for strength, protection, wisdom, and guidance. You also just see how they everything is like a division. Like they use every single good thing that is happening right now, and they find a way to divide people over it, you know. So somehow we need to get everyone on the same page of using their spiritual intelligence, using the facts that we know about certain things that are going to take away our freedoms, and get everyone on the same page. And we also need to not take away the freedoms of other beings who are vulnerable like we are to these elites and their agendas, because these elites have been orchestrating and perpetrating these things and planning these things for so long that at this point they kind of have the upper hand, because they have the guns and power and the police and the courts and all that on their side. So if we don't want to be treated like absolute crap, we cannot do that to being sort of vulnerable. It's kind of like a universal law. You just have to, it's like a karmic thing, you know. We're tribal people. We're supposed to be in tribes and communities, and growing our own food, and loving animals, and being artistic, and living in our right brain, not our left brain, you know. And they've gotten us away from all of that, and they've gotten us to accept this other form of reality, which is not natural, and everything is just skewed, and we need to not accept that anymore. We need to get back to our roots and how we should be living, and we can, and we will, and so it is, and so it shall be. I have spoken, you have heard me, it is done.